Shinobu, before we eat anything in Japan, we always say one special word. Do you know which one?
Of course, Itadakimasu. Two simple words before a meal. But inside them is one of the most beautiful ideas in all of Japanese culture.
That's today's topic. What Itadakimasu and Gochisousama really mean, where they came from, and who started saying them. Let's dig in. Pun intended.
Welcome to Japan with Ninjas, the podcast where we explore Japanese culture in slow, easy English.
I'm Hikari, and this is a special one. It's our 20th episode. Thank you all for eating up every episode with us.
And I'm Shinobu. Today, two little phrases you'll hear at every meal in Japan. Itadakimasu, before, and Gochisousama, after. Small words, deep meaning.
I think a lot of visitors say these words without knowing what they truly mean. So let's fix that today.
Let's start with the famous one, Itadakimasu.
People often translate itadakimasu as let's eat, or like the French, bon appetit. But that is not quite right. The real meaning is much deeper.
So it's not just time to eat. What does it actually say?
The word itadaku is a very humble way to say to receive. Long ago, when you received something precious, you lifted it up high to the top of your head as a sign of deep respect. That lifting is the root of the word.
So when I say itadakimasu, I am humbly receiving the meal, but receiving from whom?
That is the heart of it. There are two kinds of thanks. The first is to the food itself. Your meal was once alive. The fish, the vegetables, the rice. You are receiving their life so that you may live.
Oh, so itadakimasu is really saying thank you for your life. That's beautiful and a little bit moving.
And the second thanks is to all the people. The farmer who grew the rice, the fisher on the cold sea, the truck driver, the cook. Dozens of hands brought this meal to you.
So in just 5 syllables, itadakimasu, you thank the plants, the animals, and every person who helped. That is a lot of gratitude packed into one word.
That is why Japanese children are taught it from the moment they can speak. It is not about the food being tasty. It is about never forgetting where your meal came from.
Okay, so that's before the meal. After we finish, we say Gochisousama, or the longer Gochisousama deshita. What does that one mean?
This one has a wonderful hidden picture inside it. The key part is chiso, and the character for chiso means to run.
To run? Why would thank you for the meal contain the word run?
Think back hundreds of years, before cars, before supermarkets. To prepare a special meal for a guest, someone had to run around, on foot or on horseback, to gather the rice, the fish, the vegetables from far away.
So the host literally ran all over the place to make the feast happen, and Gochisousama honors all that running around and hard work.
Exactly. We add the polite go at the front and sama at the end to make it very respectful. So Gochisousama deshita means, roughly, thank you for all the effort you ran around to make this meal.
I love that. Itadakimasu looks forward to the meal with gratitude, and Gochisousama looks back and thanks everyone for the effort. Together, they wrap the whole meal in thank you.
A perfect way to say it. Gratitude before and gratitude after.
Even when you eat alone, you still say both.
Wait, even alone? With nobody there to hear it?
Even alone. Because the thanks is not only to people. It is to the food and to nature. That feeling does not need an audience.
Now the big question you promised. Who started this? Who said the very first Itadakimasu?
Here I must be honest with you. There is no single famous person who invented it. It grew slowly over a very long time.
So no one can say this person on this day said it first?
No one. But we do know where the spirit came from. Buddhism. Buddhist teaching says we must be thankful for every life because all life is connected. Eating means receiving another life, so we give thanks.
So the idea of thanking your food for its life, that's a Buddhist root?
Yes, and you can still see it in the gesture. Many people press their hands together before eating. That joining of the hands is called gassho, the same respectful gesture used in Buddhist prayer.
So the little hands together moment before eating is actually a tiny prayer of thanks. I never thought of it that way.
And here is the surprising part. As an everyday phrase that all Japanese people say, Itadakimasu is not that ancient. It truly spread across the whole country only about 100 years ago.
Only 100 years? I thought everyone had said it for 1,000 years.
The big reason it spread to every single child was school lunch. In the modern era, schools taught every student to say Itadakimasu and Gochisousama together before and after eating. That made it a habit for the whole nation.
So an old Buddhist feeling of gratitude, taught in every school, became a beautiful habit shared by everyone. History and daily life, meeting on the dinner table. Okay, most important part for our listeners. How do we use these words if we visit Japan?
It is easy, and it will make people so happy. Before you eat, put your hands together gently. Give a small nod and say, Itadakimasu.
And it's fine even if I'm a beginner? People won't mind a foreigner saying it?
They will love it. When a visitor says Itadakimasu, Japanese people feel you respect their culture. It is one of the warmest things you can do at a table.
And when I finish, I say Gochisousama deshita, especially to whoever made or paid for the meal, right?
Exactly. To the cook, to your host, or even to the chef at a small restaurant as you leave. It tells them, thank you, I am grateful. A tiny phrase, a big smile in return.
2 little words that turn eating into a moment of gratitude. Honestly, I think the whole world could use this habit.
That may be the real gift of these words. They remind us 3 times a day to stop and be thankful. And gratitude is a language everyone understands.
Recap time. Itadakimasu means to humbly receive, giving thanks to the lives that became your food and to everyone who helped make the meal.
Gochisousama hides the word run, thanking the host for running around to prepare the feast, gratitude before the meal, and gratitude after.
The spirit comes from Buddhism, thanks for all life, and you can see it in the hands together gesture, the gassho.
There's no single inventor, but school lunches spread it to every child about 100 years ago, making it a habit for the whole nation.
2 small words and a lifetime of gratitude. That's the heart of the Japanese table.
So tonight, before your dinner, try it
Put your hands together and say, Itadakimasu. Feel the gratitude, just for a moment.
And this is our 20th episode. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here. If you enjoy our show, please subscribe and give us a like. Today's question: does your country have a special word or custom before eating? We'd love to hear it in the comments.
Next time, another journey into the heart of Japan. Until then, eat well and never forget to say thank you.
Gochisousamaでした。And see you next time on Japan with Ninjas. またね。